Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where we are once more with the Hipporiders to continue our tribal quest. Defiant Ogul Deified. Okay. Perhaps it's simply your imagination, but Swanna's working population feels notably bigger. The glint in Trana's eye suggests she'll be happy to explain. Nice to see you, Desiree. If you have a moment, I'll tell you the latest. Thanks to our cool and breezy stables, our hippos have been getting all sorts of luxurious shut-eye, and the little pots can't be tempted away from their splashing. All in all, our growing family is bustling with energy. Good thing too, seeing as our services are in ever higher demand. Folks have even started coming around and petition for employment, if you can believe it. We've always liked keeping our business to ourselves, so the thought of welcoming strangers felt dreadfully queer at first. But helping others is what riders do, so we've got some new faces on the team. Besides, as swamped in requests as we are, we'd be lost without the extra help. Help! Help, I say! I appreciate the enthusiastic chorus, Ogul, but what you've gone and done to your head? Lose a bet, perchance? This is hardly the time for jesting. We're in a crisis, I tell you. Crisis! There's Gajasura in the jungle. Ever since you mentioned that thieving Matanga, I had this terrible suspicion. I had to know for certain, so I cleverly camouflaged myself with this Gaja disguise and set out to investigate. With a disguise? And ain't you sweating an awful lot? I would choose a pool of sweat over a pool of blood any day. Between the aura and Gajasura, there can be naught but violence and requital. And there's no doubt as to what I witnessed. A Gajasura in the flesh. The image of it shall haunt my dreams. Those red eyes, that devilish armor, that cart drawn by the frothing hippo. What, a hippo cart? He declared his name with a ghastly voice. Akala. I became an edifice of fear. He asked if I was his Matanga brethren. In that moment, all I could envision was my own death and dismemberment by that beastly creature. Before I knew what happened, I heard my own voice cry out. Not I. I'm but a passing Manusia. Manusia do have bodies of man and heads of beasts, so if you squint really hard... never mind, ain't no way anyone would buy that. Actually, he was terribly polite about it, pressed his hands together and bowed deeply before leaving me be. You're saying you let him go? And no doubt he's the bandit we're looking for. You're a fighter, aren't you? I'm sorry. While I've come to cherish the Arkasodara as my friends and allies, Gajasura are another matter entirely. When I came to my senses, I searched the area and found one of your associates injured and missing his cart. No doubt the same cart now in Akala's possession. Lucky the man's injuries seemed manageable, so I saw him to Palaka's stand, where Yazan is treating him now. Is that so? Then I owe you my thanks. Sorry for losing my temper like that. Everyone is entitled to their weaknesses. Anyhow, even if he did give us leg bail, he can't have gone far. I say we track him down while the trail's hot and take back what's ours. When as we convene at the Shroud of Zamga, I shall take you to the very place I encountered him. Alright, the Gajasura. The more barbaric Matanga. I'm just a Manusia. Just a god. So, as in one of the others, I won't be responsible for my actions if she gets taken too. I left Maru in charge, but if his Akala character really is Gajasura, I'd like to get back sooner rather than later. This is where I saw him. From here he rode off in that stolen hippo cart, but I can't for the life of me remember which direction he went. I was so paralyzed by fear that north could have been south and east-west. To let a phobia get the better of me like this. Can I really call myself an adventurer? There ain't much use crying over spilled chai. You were caught by surprise, end of story. We should stay grounded and focus on what we know. Grounded, of course. That's it. Grandma would often say that the trail to prey begins at a hunter's feet. And look here, on the ground beneath our feet, wheel tracks, departing in a southwesterly fashion. I say we divide our efforts to preclude any Gajasura tricks. I shall accompany Trana as her guard, while Desiree, you survey the area for hidden villainy. I'm counting on you. Suspicious disturbance. Sweeping your gaze across the area, you see no trace of Gajasura, hidden, villainous, or otherwise. You listen closely to the sounds around you. A faint rustling of wind through leaves, the snuffing of wild beasts. No hippocards. Tiny Gajasura. Okay. That's the way I thought I'd heard fighting. You okay? Looks like we finally found our man. His skies really are red. What fighting? You heard Battle Brothers? My Tanga tolerance won't be defeated by the likes of him. Why no fire? Fafnir full of fire, Akala. Here, good for conquest. I ain't got the foggiest idea what delusions you're riding in on, but I tell you one thing, you're picking a fight with the wrong island. You best give back what you took and skip along home. No, not leave to conquest Fafnir. Small Gajasura, shame to tribe. No place for Akala and Battle Brothers. Travel far to prove strength. Protect brothers. Conquest Fafnir. Home for brothers. We won't stand by and let you conquer Fafnir. You silence. Akala no fight today. Battle Brothers must eat medicine. I see your reasoning, but you ain't got no right to involve my hippo. Let him go. Now. Your food tastes good. Wagon, good right. Good for Battle Brothers. Soon your home conquest for Akala. Remember. Hey, get back here, you! What kind of person compliments your cooking before riding off of hostages? He's gone. If hippo carts ran so fast, we could have given chase. He said something about being small, but he didn't seem much different than Arkasodara. Are other Gajasura seriously massive or something? Oh, about twice as big as your average Arkasodara. It's even said that their leader, the Grand Regent, is indeed so grand that to gaze upon their full statue is to break your neck looking upwards. In comparison, Akala seemed quite modestly sized. Were his compatriots similar? They were. I see, only slightly bigger than... Still, they must be considered quite small by the other brethren. He said they had no place to go. Can't say I don't know how that feels. He didn't seem very open to negotiations. I know, but keeping his brother safe came before anything, didn't it? Hard to damn him for that. Getting pushed out of society just for being who you are can really work you well. Makes you wonder if you were ever worth anything to begin with. No one is itching to prove himself. On the Azim step, the very notion that Gajasura could be capable of such nuanced emotions is, pardon me for saying so, preposterous. However, judging a book by its cover does nothing but feed fear and misunderstanding. That's something I certainly learned thanks to my experiences in Fafnir. You've gotta judge others by their actions. Of course, so far Akala's mostly injured my associate, stole my property and kidnapped my hippo, but still. Back in Manaspati, we lived in a small village pretty cut off from the rest of the island. People had their opinion of you, and it was no easy thing changing anyone's mind. I remember butting heads with the other villagers too and again over how they treated us. Even made plans to leave town without a hippo to my name once. So I think I might know how Akala's feeling, if only a little. Now let us brace ourselves for some adventuring fundamentals. Review of information at hand. The bandit responsible for the assault of a hippo rider, a theft of personal property and kidnapping of an innocent hippo is a Gajasura called Akala. According to him, he and his compatriots are here to conquer Fafnir so as to prove himself to their fellows and secure a home of their own. Akala also seems to have taken a fancy to our cards, which means he's got a good taste. But it also means that Svanar's high on his list to conquer. If I rallied my people, and that you two were to back us up, we could probably put down Akala and his crew full stop. But I'd rather not come to blows. I'm not going soft or nothing, but causing a holy-boly don't exactly right any wrongs. I want to talk with the others and see if we can't figure out a way to do this civilly. Settling matters peacefully should also put you on the right side of a radiant host. I shall be sure to relay your plight to them in a most sympathetic fashion. Now I shall away to Palakastan to check in on your ailing associate. Once he feels well enough to travel, I'll send him along. Desiree, I'd like your input on our strategy. I'll head back to Swana first to round up the others. Now, about that bandit. Not only does he build an innocent career, he vanished with our hippo. When I'm through turning that scam into paste, they'll wish you had turmeric. Normally, I'd hand you the parcel with pleasure, Gaza, but things ain't so simple. After all, in another lifetime, us and Akala might have been brothers. I agree with the boss. Don't feel right pushing around someone who's been through the same thing we have. Still, knowing the bastard swindled his way into our sweet hippo's heart is bringing me to tears faster than Mar with his damned onions. Since when do our hippos trust the likes of a Gajasura anyway? Well, with so many jobs taking us hither and yon, our hippos gotten used to all sorts of different folks, even Akala's just one in a crowd. It makes you think, if he can learn to write a card, anyone can. Anyone and everyone, I should say. And why not? We gather people here like you and Ogul. You know, adventurers. And when a job comes in, we send them out on their own hippo cards. Having a crew of strong arms hanging around the place gives us the advantage, just in case Akala ever decides to pay us a visit. But they don't have all to be brawlers neither. Say we got some alchemists, we could send them anywhere on the island to take care of injuries. The right deed for any need, sort of a thing. Opening Adventurers Guild, are we? Why not? Stop by, have a drink, hear what work's available. I think I'm on to something here, if I do say so myself. Sounds good. If I can get a link per connection going with Kankana, that would be even better. We could give each other moment-to-moment updates. Maru, we've got a kitchen, so hard could a Mayhan be, huh? Get me a Mayhan, Maru. Mayhan, you got it, boss. I'll get a Mayhan running in the twinkling of an hippo eye. Thanks to the efforts of Maru and the others, Swana is a new Mayhan. The Hipporiders are now trustworthy couriers of some repute and connect with contacts across Fafnir to reach exciting new heights of business. You've achieved honored reputation with the Hipporiders. New Arkasodara tribal quests are now available from Maru, and 3 additional quests for today. The situation at Vakala has me thin in the face. I just hope to assist as he's been making sure our hippo gets enough to eat. Okay, steep relax. The Mayhan has drawn people of all stripes to our little corner of the realm, and for that I'm grateful. That being said, the strain on our supplies grows with every new phase, and I need your help to stave off an impending shortage. I'm talking about Akiali crab legs. As popular as they are pointy, still the creatures that bear them should be easy prey for you. I reckon men know it too. So don't be stingy with the bait if you want them to come scuttling. Just to be on the safe side, you'd best set down 3 of these fish, eh? Space them out too, so as to better your chances. Safe hunting front. An explosive brew. Next up, a bit of hunting. A task I'm woefully unfit for. You're just the woman we need, though. Your prey have creatures that make even the hardiest Radiant squirm in terror or something. I don't rightly know, but I wager the prospect of that kind of foe gets your juices flowing. Make your way, weapon in hand, to the Shroud of Samga and be on the lookout for the Otkron that stalk the area. Stalk them in turn and collect 2 fragments of their hardened skin. Sound good? It does, don't it? Manusian for a day. One of our riders sent word about a strange figure harassing him during a delivery in the Shroud of Samga. Might be yet another roving Gajasura out for conquest, or knowing him, just shadows playing tricks on the eye. Still, I ain't about to ignore his cry for help, no matter how prone to panicking he might be. Mind going over there and checking up on him? If his figure is something we should worry about, I trust you'll find the best way to handle it. Okay, first Crablax. There don't appear to be any hungry crabs in the area. Are you certain? We can also hunt not hungry crabs, I think. Oh, it's you, my savior. Please do something about that stranger following me. They keep banging on trees and calling out to the Manusia. I don't know what they want from them, but it can't be good. I swear I heard that voice coming from every direction at once. They scared me so bad I went all the way here, and I ain't keen on going back out again. Can't deliver nothing with those whispers stalking my every step. I put my patter on it being one of those no-good Gajasura the boss was talking about. That means dressing up as a divinity is the only way to get through to them, according to Ogul anyway. I crafted a guise just like she said, and I've been bringing it everywhere in case someone brave enough to wear it came by. Maybe if you put it on and tell them your god has come, or something mystical like that, you can get them to let me deliver in peace? You must continue wearing the Manusia disguise in order to progress. You change back to normal if you move too far away. Speak with Perpetuated Rider to restore or prolong the garment change. Shivering Gajasura. O divine but guide, heed woeful plea. O divine Manusia, hereafter search for so long, please listen to problem, big problem. See pretty Aura in Palaka village, heart pounding in chest, but Aura are hated of Gajasura, not know what feel. Time to forget the hatred you feel. Oh, the insight of divinities. We'll try hard to follow, thank you. Okay. Well. Did you find the terror monster? Did you? Please say yes. Ah, so my life was in danger. Good news, to be sure. Thanks for investigating in my stead. You can tell my I'll be delivering that shipment just as soon as my heart stops pounding from the terror of it all. Okay, your legs. Oh, there you are. I hope you had a chance to enjoy the spray of salt water on your face during the hunt. Did you get the legs? Ah yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. Thank you for bringing me such fine specimens. We'll feed many hungry Hipporiders with these. And plenty of visitors besides, no doubt. Not a lot of cooks lining up to duel those spindly buggers. Even if their meat makes for some of the most mouth-watering seafood on the island. Toss them in a curry and their flavor still sinks through the spices. Or throw them in a birria for some delightful texture. And that's just the beginning. Because if they ain't fresh, they ain't nearly so tasty, so it may not be long before we need more. Until then. Welcome back, you're looking fierce. I guess the fever of battle still hasn't left you? Hope you didn't slay more outcome than you needed. Ah, you've really outdone yourself this time this way. After a grind these up to a fine powder, I reckon the spirits we brew from them with people talking and drinking long past simple bedtime. They say an alchemist stumbled upon the recipe after a string of failures. He was trying to make an explosive liquid out of a powder, you see, but only got a liquidy liquid. At his wit's end, he decided to drown his sorrows with a tepid mixture. Imagine his surprise when the first drop hit his tongue, showing that what the solution lacked in blasting power, it made up for in flavor. Wasn't long before his libations spread to every corner of the island, and he was hailed as a genius. That's the story he wrote. Believe it or not, the brew disappeared almost as fast as we can make it, so I'm sure I'll be asking for your help again sooner rather than later. So, did you find out who our mysterious figure was? A lovesick Gajasura. As I suspected, a whole pile of nothing. Still better than more monsters or worse, more food thieves. We should be giving thanks to the divinities for their protection. And to you, of course. I'll try to get our mutual friend to stop jumping at every sound he hears, but I wouldn't count on it. I only ever heard of Gajasura's story, so it's hard to believe that we're on the island right now. But if someone as tough as Ogul takes such an alarm, that must be worth our worry. Yeah. And we will see how that evolves further. Good. Until next time, when we play more Final Fantasy XIV. I'm Mace, and don't get lost.